Hello there, it's Kim again. Kim with Wild Rose and Pearl, Stampin' Up! Demonstrator based out of the Okanagan, British Columbia, Canada. Coming today with day number 11. Yeah, we did 10 yesterday, day number 11 of our advent calendar. And yeah, so we know how this works. We'll get the swing of it all year round, not Christmas, not just Christmas. Okay, so we're gonna go through the ones that we already got. We've got a stamp set. Now we've got some die cuts that cut those out. Some of those stamped images. Day number 2, we got some paper. Single-sided paper, 6x6. Day number 3, these were one of my faves. Lovely, gorgeous embellishments. Flat on one side, raised on the other. And so many of them, a lot more than you get in an embellishment pack. I mean, there's got to be over 180 in there. Okay, number 4 was our sentiment pieces with gold accents. That was day number 4. Day number 5, we got our masks. I'm gonna have to work on these, but like that's the beauty of having something like this, is it gives me a chance to get better at something, right? So here's our masks and a little brush that we got with our day 5. Day 6, we got our puffy little stickers. Never had these before. We got 2 sheets of them, so that's fun, right? 5 images each, 2 sheets. Haven't used the strawberries yet. Those will be fun. Number 6, number 7. Oh yeah, we got these lovely postage style die cuts to make some more sentiment pieces. Number 8, we got some twine in Flirty Flamingo and Misty Moonlight. Love me some twine. And you can see these are all coordinating colors, right? Day number 9, we got some Memories and More pieces. So those are our 3x4-inch pieces, double-sided, Memories and More. And then we've got some ephemera in there as well. So that was lovely. Those snapped up some real fast cards that day. Day number 10, ooh yeah, we got some shaker pieces and like a good amount of shaker pieces. And yesterday we made ourselves a faker shaker card with that. Look at all those shaker bits in there. Made ourselves a faker shaker card. Okay, so now day number 11, and I got my take your pick tool back. I've been using it for Christmas wrapping and stuff, so what could it be? Look at this big long one here. Okay, poke it in. There we go. And then I'm using my take your pick spatula to open up these perforated edges so I don't tear it like I did a couple of days ago. I tore it really bad. And I kind of think I might reuse this box. Maybe not. Ooh, okay. Okay. We have some, like, I know this is another brand name, but like Stickles. We have some glitter glue in gold, like a gold accent. So that is really fun. Oh, look at that. Okay, let's see here. Oh, yeah, that came out real fast. That's gonna be fun. I'm just gonna grab a scrap piece of white here that I used yesterday. Let's see. So we can make our own little kind of gold dots on stuff. We could kind of draw with it, it looks like, a little bit. It's like a glitter glue. Yeah, it's kind of like, I think what they call Stickles. Stickles is another brand. But yeah, like it's a glitter glue. How fun is that? We can add some gold accents to things. Okay, how are we gonna play with this today? I don't know. How are we going to play with this today? Let's have a look at our stamp sets and see what we got here. We could make some pretty little gold pieces with that. Or we could take some paper and we could gold up some paper. What do we have here? Those are kind of lovely. We could gold up some of the middle of those flowers. Oh, we gold up the middle of that. We could do gold up some paper. Maybe that's what we do. We pull in a piece of this lovely paper here. And I think we could take a little bit of that gold and fill in some of the center of the flowers, maybe. That could be a fun accent. And then we have these daisies. We could stamp some of these and then pop them up. I think that could be really fun. Now let's see. Do I have some basic beige? I do. So this is kind of like a white on basic beige. I think I'm going to do a fun fold today. Let's do a fun fold today. What do you say? What do you say? Let's do a fun fold today. Okay, let's play a little bit. Oh, yes. And see, this would have been a fun one too. Maybe I'll play with that one today. And then make some. Ooh, which one? Which one? It's hard to decide. Okay, I'm going to put these papers away. And then I'm going to do a little bit of a funny fold here. Okay, so we're going to do 4 1/4. I'm going to put that aside. Of course, with stickles and anything like it's like a glitter glue, you're going to have to make sure. Oh, I was wondering why I was backlit so bad. Okay, there we go. Now I'm not backlit. Now we've got a nice focus of light right on the desk. Okay, so I'm going to do 4 1/4 here. And we're going to score it at 5 1/2. Okay. Score it at 5 1/2. And I'm going to take a bone folder and bone fold that. And now I want to do 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Let's see, I might actually have a smaller piece, like one of these. In here. Let's see if there's one of these in a smaller size. Maybe, just maybe, we have an ephemera. No, that's bright pink. Although that would look beautiful. So with that. And then have the big. And then have big sunflowers. Ooh, that could be pretty. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe that's what we do. That could be nice. Oh, those were meant for each other. Those were meant for each other. Yeah. Proud of you, love you, healing hugs, thinking of you, always in my heart. Birthday wishes. Big thanks. I would stick it like that and like that. But I do want to do kind of a fun fold today. So how do I do that one kind of fun fold? I'm trying to remember how I do that one. out. Big thanks. Let's put some big flowers on there. Use this as my background stamp. Okay. So I'm going to cut 3/4. So this is 3 inches. So I'm going to cut 3 1/4 inches off of here. Is this how I do this? It's not like that. You do it like this. I'm trying to think of how I normally do this one cut. You put it on like this, and then you grab this and this. So I'm going to go 2 1/2. So this is 5 1/2. So half of that, 2 1/2, 2 3/4. I'm going to score this at 2 3/4. I cut this at 2 3/4. Then I'm going to have to cut some of this off. If I do that, I'm going to score this at 2 3/4, which is exactly in half. I'm going to fold this over. I see what I did wrong there. Let's do this again. Okay, so we're going to go the 5 1/2. This is the other piece of sheet. Okay, so then to do this one, we are going to go from the score line. It would be 3 1/4 from the score line. So the score line I've got, I'm going to go 3 1/4 from the score line. So that would make me that's going to be scoring it at 2 1/4. 2 1/4 and 3 1/4 make 5 1/4. Right. Okay, that's gonna fold in. This is gonna fold in. So then I'm gonna get my little fun fold there. Okay, so we're gonna go like this and like this. Okay, I'm going to place this one here. And then I'm going to use some of this bigger stuff over here to decorate this. Or I go like that and use some of this big one here and there. Okay, so this is going to measure 3 inches. We had 3 1/4, right? So I'm going to go 3 1/8. 3 1/8 by 4 inches, and that's going to give me a proper mat for this. 3 1/8 will bring me flush up against, yeah, by 4. So by 4. And 1/8 by 4, that's going to get me right flush up with that, right? And then this side is going to be by 4 inches as well. And then whatever my remainder is what I'm going to use to write my message inside. Right? So let's see how much space I have now. I have 2. Can you see this? Yeah, you can. I have 2 1/2 inches left. So I'm going to do a 2 1/2 inch by 4 inch piece of white. 2 1/2 inches by 4 inches. Let's see what we got here for scraps. Oh, that looks to be 4 inches. Let's see that. Is that 4 inches? Oh, almost. So we're going to go 2.5 by 4. So 2.5 by 4 inches for our lovely connecting piece. Half by 4 inches. I'm going to adhere this one down. 1, 2. I'm just going to do these pieces now because I want to just get them laid down. So I've got my 4-inch panel here. Right. And then I've got this piece here that's going to flush up. This is what I'm going to write on. Now I'm taking some risks by doing it this way because I'm kind of preparing my card ahead of time, right? Oops, I'm a little bit big on this one. Let's cut that down just a little bit more. I got to cut that down by 1/8 of an inch. I don't know what my measurements were there. It was 2, I did 2.5. I should have done 2 3/8. Okay. 2 3/8. Yeah, that makes it much nicer. So this is going to be my little written word. Then here, I'm actually going to make this a, a gift card holder. I want to put a gift card holder in here. So I'm going to make this a gift card holder, and I'm going to use, what should I use to cut that out? If I used this to cut that out, that would be great. Then they know where the gift card holder is. So I'm going to pull in my mini cut and emboss. I'm going to place this in the center. Oh no, I can't use my mini. Ooh, that's not what I tried to show you though. I did not try to show you that you have to bring in a big embossing machine. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do something a little bit different. It's not going to be as refined. But I'm going to find my halfway point on here. There's my halfway point. I'm going to cut a slit and make a banner. I believe that's my halfway point. No. 1, 2, 1, 2. Here's my halfway. Okay. So I'm actually just going to cut a slit like a banner card. I'm going to cut a slit and then I'm going to do like a banner. I'm going to make a pencil mark here and here. Let's do one there and there, and then I'm going to cut towards that banner hole because I don't want you to have to own a big embossing machine because everything in this kit is used. I mean, if you want to invest in a big one, it's a great idea. All of our embossing folders and everything like that fit in the big one, but you could do this with a mini emboss. So now I've created a slit for my card. Just going to take an eraser, erase off my little marks there. Right? Okay. We're doing a bit more today on this one, I think. This one's going to be a little bit extra on this one. Okay, so there's where my sentiment's going to go. I'm going to take some tear and tape or some snail, or sorry, Stampin' Seal, and just put some on the edge. I'm going to take some tear and tape because I love how strong it is. You could use a little bit of glue if you want. That would work. You just have to wait a little longer for it to dry. And then some tear and tape here. I don't know why I'm so short on that tear and tape. Let's get it all the way to the end. I want to make sure it's really strong. So I'm going to make sure I get all the way to the end. Anything that isn't in there, we just tuck it. Anything that's left over there. Okay. So let's pull up our tape. Yeah, you know, it's funny. I've done these ones so many times, but always that crossover measurement between the two different types of ones. I get a little bit funny on those measurements sometimes. Okay. So now we have created a little pocket for our card. So now I'm going to place this one here. We're going to line that up so it looks like this is a cohesive card, right? So we're going to grab our seal, place that on here. Our Stampin' seal. Okay, so now that's made. And we need to pop this one up, but I want to separate it from the background. So I'm actually going to grab a piece of this cardstock that I have here, because this is 4 1/4 inches wide, and I'm going to cut it to 3 1/4 inches. 3 1/4 inches. Because it's 4 by 3, so we're doing 4 1/4 by 3 1/4. So we get a nice pop up on there. And then, so that looks really nice now, right? Looks pretty good. Then I'm going to come in, I'm going to grab some white scrap pieces here, because I'm going to die cut and stamp some beautiful stamps. Haven't done a lot with the stamps since I got the kit, so I would love, love, love to make some beautiful flowers on here. And I'm going to make these beautiful flowers in basic beige. No, I just want to die cut them out. Yeah, if I do a little bit of basic beige, let's have a look. See, I haven't pulled that one over. I had all the other stamp colors except for basic beige over there. Just figures I go to use that today, you know. That's going to be my color today. So let's do a basic beige. I don't think I've stamped with this one yet, so I'm probably going to have to season it by cleaning it a few times. And clean and dry. Sorry if I'm shaking the camera. It's part of the process for this, seasoning the stamp. I'm going to stamp it off once on a piece of scrap over here. Not fond of that. I don't like that, how that's looking. I think I'm going to go for the bright yellow. Let's do that. Let's do some crushed curry. That's going to look really good. It'll be contrasting this, but then I can put the gold in the center. Just stamp that a couple times. Here we go. Crushed curry, full strength or half strength. Ooh, the full strength kind of goes with the stuff better, but full strength. Second generation. See, the second generation just is not bright enough. This will dull down a bit. So I'm going to do 2 in that really bright yellow. Yeah. Actually I'm going to do 3 of these. Okay. And then the center, I'm going to do with that gold glitter glue. I'm going to put that gold glitter glue all over this card. Okay. So that center of that flower, let's pull in the original imagery here so I can see what would be the center of that flower. Probably this one here. So this cluster of dots, there we go, I found it. This little cluster of dots is what we need. What do we need? Put that over to be cleaned. Tiny little cluster of dots. And I'm going to stamp this off second generation. So this one's going to be a little bit lighter than the image. That's stamping off just fine. Yeah, that works really good. 2, because I'm going to go over it with gold dots anyway. 3, just gives a little bit of filler. Okay. Then I'm going to run this through my stamp and emboss machine. My little boss. My little boss, not my big boss. So I've got my number 1 plate. And there it is. My really scratched up number 2 plate. Where's my pieces here? Pull in my little die cuts. And now it's about trying to figure out where the petals are going. So we've got 3 super strong petals here, I think. Does the set go here? Oh, there we go. I found it. I found it. Now I'm going to use a Post-it note just to tack it on there. Now that didn't work on my, I was doing something with washi tape the other day, like a washi tape that you can cut. It's a new product that we have. And I tried to use this on the washi tape and my little Post-it note trick did not work. That washi tape is way too smooth. And then we're just going to run it through the machine because we want a little dimension to this card. So there we go. Ran that through. So we've got 1 daisy. Oh, that looks good. That is a heck of a pop of color there. Okay, now let's try and find that magic. Find that magic again. What have I done? What have I done? There, this one goes there. Okay. So it's the little hook one. There's the little hook. That's the one I'm connecting with. In my brain, I'm connecting with the little hooked petal. And, oh, that's a little triangle piece from when I cut out that banner cut. You know, if you don't have the stuff, I wanted to show you, trying to show you as much as I can how to do things without having to buy extra equipment. Just enjoying the calendar for what it is. Okay, there's my hooked little petal. Just want to line these up right. Making sure I got them all lined up there. So this would be a card I would love because it's bright yellow. I love bright yellow. I love yellow. Represents sunshine and happiness to me. Okay, so we've got 3 now. 3 flowers. Okay. And I also want to stamp on this big thanks. I'm going to stamp big thanks, I think, right in the middle. Because gift cards go with thank yous, right? So if I do big thanks right in the middle, just like this, then I've got lots of space to put a couple of these flowers, right? I could put a flower over here. I could put a flower over here. I could do 3 flowers if I wanted. Layer these up a little bit. Do like that on the bottom, and then put 1 on the top. A couple over here, right? That would add some great dimension to that. And then I can glitter glue everywhere. I just glitter glue like crazy, right? Right. I think that would look fabulous. And do I use this to do the sentiment? Probably not. I think I'm going to go with the bright yellow again. if I stamp it off once, it could be a little bit more subtle. So, decisions. Leaving that to be cleaned. I'm gonna pick this one up. This has been used already, so I don't have to season it. I should be able to just stamp with it. Okay. Now let's stamp it off over here and see what we think. What do we think about it being Big Thanks in bright yellow versus Big Thanks in second generation? I'm going to do it dark just because it looks so much better. Okay. So Big Thanks. If I line up the paper and I just line up the word big pretty straight. Beauty thing about photopolymers, you can see right through it. So I can kind of just line it up. And it should be fairly straight. Yeah, that's looking pretty good, if I say so myself. Okay. So now we're going to put this on here. Oops. I went and pulled up on that paper a little bit. Put this on here, and then when I go to put this on here, do I want to add a little bit of yellow to that? Just to make it a little more bright. Just maybe even a 1/16 of an inch, like the tiniest little bit. I do think I want to do that. I think that would look great. So this was 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. So this is going to be 3 3/8, which is just like 2 little notches past 3 1/4, right? 3 3/8 by 4 3/8. So just moving it up by that 1/16 or the 1/8 of an inch, which is going to give me a 1/16 of an inch border. I just think that would look just extra popped. It would just look popped on there. Okay. Let's lay it down. Let's commit to it. Let's get these two married up. Okay. We're going to lay that one down with that 1/4 of an inch. This isn't going to be an 1/8 of an inch border. It's going to be a thicker border. And then just to get that slight bit of yellow in there, I'm going to put this on to that bright yellow. Just to give it that. And it's going to be a 1/16 of an inch. So just a sliver of a border. Just to give it a little more sunshine in there. Yeah, that looks great. It's just a nice little pop of sunshine in there. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to adhere this to the front. Now, my little trick to do that, where you can only put adhesive on one side, is I grab those Post-it notes again. They're handy dandy Post-it notes. And then I just place the Post-it note along that edge so that I know not to go over that edge. So now I know I can put my adhesive all the way up to that Post-it note and I won't be in trouble. I can go over as much as I want to that Post-it note and I will be good. Okay. So then I go to place it down. And again, I line up those Post-it notes. Should be nice and centered with the front of my card. Got it nice and centered, even all the way around. Pull those off. Yeah, looks really good. And now when I look at the back, there's no adhesive on there at all. Yeah. Okay. So now we got to pop these babies up. This one I'm going to lay down directly on it. And I did a little bit of die cutting there where it's not perfect on this side. So I'm actually going to lay this side down. So again, if I wanted to see the bottom of the bottom is going to be hanging off, right? I'm going to try and cover those up. So because the bottom is hanging off, I want to make sure I don't put adhesive past there. So when I go to, oh, of course I picked it up a little too early there. So I'm covering that up. I'm going to put it between the K and the S there. So now I don't want my adhesive to go anywhere. I could even say like I don't want it to go below those layers. I don't want it to go below the matting, right? I just want to keep it there. Okay, so now when I go to flip it over, I know I'm only putting my adhesive above that Post-it note. I'm not going to go below that Post-it note because I don't want to get myself into a pickle. So I had put this so it wasn't onto the matting between the K and the S. We'll place that down. And now there's no adhesive here either, right? Okay, so then this one's pretty good. So I'm going to pop this one over top of this one. And I'm going to leave the opening of the flower because I'm going to do some gold embellishment on that. So we're just going to use some dimensionals. 3 is good for stability. 1, 2, 3. One, 2, 3 for stability. Okay, and then this one I want to pop up too. 1, 2, 3 for stability. And let's put that one up here, above the big. Okay, this is starting to come together. Now, this is going to take a bit. I know this will take a bit to dry, but I do want to glitter up some stuff here. So I'm going to actually grab some glitter and I'm going to rub it into this center here of this flower. I'm going to do the same thing on this one, because I can use this glitter glue in any way I want to. It's not like an embellishment where I have to. So that's a little light on the glitter. So I'm going to just add a little bit more to that. It's not like the embellishments where I have to place them on and they are not movable, right? I can move this around as much as I want and that glitter glue is going to dry clear. Then I kind of like the shape of this oval, but you don't really see it. So I'm going to add some glitter glue dots along the shape of the oval. I'm hoping that the top of my head isn't showing. It might be, but 3, 4, 5. I've got 5 little glue dots there. Then come around this side. I'm going to do the same thing, but it's probably going to be like 7. So I'm just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Usually you like to do odds, right? But I'm going to do 8 on the top. I just love how that now is showing that shape more, that oval shape. And then of course I've got the gold in the centers there, which is looking really nice. Yeah, so that, I'm just going to leave that to dry now. But I think this looks great. Like, what a nice quick card. So I use that, a little bit of layering, and now I can put a gift card in here. I don't have a gift card to put in there. But yeah, you could put this kind of gift card in there. That won't fit because we've got our tear and tape on the side. But like, yeah, you would just put a gift card in there and then you would hand it off to someone. You could write your little note in here saying all the things you want to say. And you've got the decoration on the inside and the outside. So that's my creation for today. The only other thing I would do is maybe put a little bit of glitter glue in here. Put a dot there, there, and there, just to put emphasis on here. That's about it. Or I could add another embellishment inside of here. Like I could add another, I could stamp off another flower and add it to the inside. You know what? We got some time. Do we have some time? It's been a long video. Okay. I'm going to stamp and cut one more flower. Ooh, what do we got here? Actually, how about we use some of this paper in there? Nah, it just doesn't look great. The only thing I would do is grab another flower and put it in there. That's probably the last little bit that I would do. But yeah, this is a great card to give someone a big thank you with a big thank you gift card, right? What says better thank you than here's something for you to go have a coffee with. Thanks for your help. Okay, so there's our day number 11 is some glitter glue. And I hope this inspired you. I hope you have a great day and evening. And thank you so much for watching. We'll talk to you again. Bye.